Miss Morland, allow me to introduce my brother, Captain Tony.
Charles.
Don't let my brother's ill manners offend you. That's how he is, I'm afraid. He was ill-mannered as a baby.
Surprised at you being so disrespectful to your older brother. And anyway, how could you know what he was like as a baby? When he was a baby, you were not yet born.
True enough. My mother told me of it. I hope you're not already engaged for the next dance.
No, indeed.
My rival having left Bath.
Indeed, he's not. You mustn't tease me. So do you not know Mr. Thorpe at all?
No, not at all.
That's strange. He seems to know a great deal about your family.
And none of it to our credit? Well, I have always found that ignorance and prejudice hold no bar to forming the strongest of opinions.
You think him ignorant and prejudiced? I know he doesn't always tell the truth, but he's been very kind and attentive to me. You think he isn't to be trusted?
Dear Miss Morland, has it not occurred to you that I might not be the best person to consult on the matter of Mr. Thorpe?
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, next dance will be on a summer's day.
Good God, Henry, you're not going to stand up in that mall, are you?
I certainly am.
That being so, do you think your friend might dance with me?
No, I am sorry. We know for certain that she has a very particular reason not to dance tonight.
Is that so? Pity.
Why are you smiling?
Look there.
I don't wonder at your surprise. I refused him for as long as I possibly could, but he would not take no for an answer. He's the eldest son, you know, the heir to Northanger Abbey. Not that that weighs anything with me. I am in love with the best man in the whole world. Did you think him handsome? No. Captain, tell me, silly. No. Yes, very handsome. Didn't your brother say he was very bad? As bad as Lord Byron? Oh. John will say anything that comes into his head. I hardly ever take any notice of him. Then, how is one to know what to believe? One thing you can be certain of. My affection. For you and your dear, dear brother.
You've heard from James? And my parents have consented?
Yes. Your father has been very good. James is to have a living worth £400 a year as soon as he is old enough to take it. But that won't be for another 2 years, so we must wait that long before we marry. It seems it wasn't possible for your father to do anything for us immediately.
I'm sure Mr. Morland has behaved vastly handsome. If he finds he can do more by and by, I dare say he will. And Isabella's wishes are so moderate.
For myself, it's nothing. I never think of myself, but poor James. £400 a year is hardly enough for the common necessaries of life.
But I suppose everybody has the right to do what they like with their own money.
I'm very sure that my father has promised as much as he can afford.
But Mr. Allen, I was sure, would do something for James.
Perhaps he does not approve of his choice of bride.
Why should Mr. Allen do anything for James? Or for any of us? It was very kind of Mr. and Mrs. Allen to bring me to Bath, but none of us has any expectations from Mr. Allen.
My dear, sweet Catherine, you know I care nothing for money. If we could only be married tomorrow, I would be happy to live on £50 a year. But that's the sting. That's why you find me so cast down. The 2 years we must wait before dear Morland can have the living. Catherine, how will I endure it?
I can well understand how she feels. 2 years is a long time. But at least she can marry the man she loves. Not everyone is so fortunate.
No, I suppose not. How sad that is.
Yes, it is. But how many couples marry for love?
I believe my mother and father love each other even more than they love us. They love us very much. When I was a little girl, I used to think it was like that for everyone. It was only when I started to read novels that I realised it was not.
I shouldn't have thought one would have to read novels to find that out. I think you have had quite a dangerous upbringing.
Dangerous. How?
Well, it's as Henry says. You've been brought up to believe that everyone is as pure in heart as you are.
I don't think I'm very pure in heart.
Really, why?
I have the most terrible dreams sometimes.
What's the joke?
Nothing to concern you.
I love our walks. I think I should like to stay in Bath forever and go walking with you every day.
Unfortunately, that won't be possible.
Oh? Our father told us just this morning that he's determined on quitting Bath by the end of the week.
Oh.
Miss Morland. Capital. Excellent. Can you, Miss Morland, be prevailed on to quit this scene of public triumph and oblige us with your company at Northanger Abbey?
Northanger Abbey?
Well, Miss Morland, what do you say?
I'm very honoured, sir. If Mr. and Mrs. Allen agree, I should be delighted to accept.
Northanger Abbey? Aren't you frightened to go there on your own?
I confess I am a little.
Well, I dare say it'll be very thrilling for you. I do hope you don't forget me, Catherine. Or our dearest John.
No, indeed.
No need to be coy. I heard from him today that you and he are as good as engaged.
Indeed we are not.
Useless to dissemble, my dear. Your secret's out. He says in his letter, not half an hour before he left Bath, you gave him the most positive encouragement. He says he as good as made you an offer.
No. No, there must be some mistake. Your brother must have misunderstood me, and I certainly had no idea he thought he was making me an offer. Please, undeceive him and beg his pardon.
Oh. Well, I dare say we should all be allowed a little harmless flirtation.
There was no flirtation. Not on my side.
And if no one were allowed to change their minds, where would we all be? Perhaps it's for the best after all.
Isabella, please understand me once and for all.
Shh! He comes. No. Tell me, of course. Oh, it wouldn't have this happen for the world. Look away, perhaps he's not serious.
What?
Always to be watched. In person or by proxy.
Nonsense. My spirit, you know, is pretty independent.
I wish your heart were independent. That would be enough for me.
My heart? What can you have to do with hearts? None of you men have hearts.
But we have eyes. And they give us torment enough.
I think Mrs. Allen and your mother are expecting us. Will you come, Isabella?
You go. And tell them I'll follow. And if I shouldn't see you, write and tell me all your news from Northanger.
Come along, Wes. 4 minutes late already, coming from Milsom Street.
I'm sure Miss Morland won't keep you waiting, Father. Oh, Catherine, my dear, quickly. They're here. How grand. A chase and 4. You never aspired to that, Mr. Allen.
No, indeed. Well, Catherine, we shall miss you.
Thank you for all your kindness. It has been such a happy time.
There, my dear.
I shall be sharp about it. These great folks don't like to be kept waiting.
Miss Morland, 1,000 pardons for our late arrival. My eldest son must bear the blame. He stays on in Bath. Now, my dear Miss Morland, I have a proposal. As it is a fine day, how should you like to travel into Curricle with my son Henry? You will enjoy the air and be better able to see the country. It is, of course, entirely up to you.
I should like that very much. Did your father say that Captain Tilney stays on in Bath?
Yes?
Oh.
You're disappointed. You were hoping for my brother's company at Northanger, perhaps.
No. No, not at all. That is, I should have no objection to his company.
And what is it? Come.
I'm anxious about your brother and Miss Thorpe. I think he cannot know that she's engaged to my brother.
I suppose he thinks he has a chance with her.
But doesn't he realize how wrong it is of him and what pain it must give to my brother?
I don't think you should distress yourself too much, Miss Morland. Your brother should be returning to Bath very soon, and my brother should be leaving to rejoin his regiment. And that will be the end of that. Now, look there.
It's exactly as I imagined. It's just like what one reads about.
Are you prepared to encounter all of its horrors?
Horrors? Is Northanger haunted then?
Well, that's just the least of it. Dungeons and sliding panels, skeletons, strange, unearthly cries in the night that pierce your very soul.
And vampires? Don't say vampires. I could bear anything but not vampires.
Miss Morland, I do believe you're teasing me now. But about to say there is a kind of vampirism. No, let's just say that all houses have their secrets, and Northanger is no exception.